has a plan for a better future. Survive high school, win her scholarship, and get out. But her luck changes in an instant when billionaire Tobias Hawthorne dies and leaves her virtually his entire fortune. The only catch: Avery must move into a sprawling mansion, full of secret passages, riddles, and codes. Unfortunately for Avery, Hawthorne House is also occupied by the family that was just disinherited. This includes the 4 Hawthorne grandsons, dangerous magnetic boys who grew up with every expectation that one day they would inherit billions. Heir apparent Grayson is convinced that Avery was just one-sided. And like, it definitely, if you read this book, you would probably agree that Grayson and Avery's scenes all felt very one-sided. Like, I don't know. I just think that Avery and Jameson are a much better match than Grayson. Grayson just felt like he didn't care about Avery at all. I don't know. That just may be my hot take. Those are not spoilers. Yeah, I just felt like Grayson didn't care as much for Avery as Jameson did. And I think that's all my opinions on this book. Oh, I loved the puzzles. The puzzles and the riddles and the plot twists. Those were absolutely phenomenal. I have recommended this book to everybody that I have met so far. I only read this less than a year ago, but I think about it every single day, and I want to reread it over and over and over again. It was just that good. I hope you enjoyed. Alright, this is the end of the video here.